Staving off the chill, Rabbit tied the ear flaps of her trapper hat below her chin and blew warmth into her mittens. She strolled along the bay, just below the isolate Slow Mile Bridge, spanning the northern tip of the lake. The full moon was so large, the stars so bright that night, that the lake ice appeared to be glowing, the snowy ground effervescent. Sensing the vastness of the water out there, its pull, she was reminded how, towards the end of her labour last year, it felt as if her stomach had created its own field of gravity within which everything in her life began to orbit. And even though he was now gone from her world, she still felt him inside her, floating like a tiny underwater astronaut. When he came home from the hospital, she didn't really notice his sobbing, grizzling or wailing. She had a touch of the baby blues. Her Aunt Cass would change and feed him, while Rabbit buried her head beneath a pillow, filled with a strange sorrow. But then she began to worry that he was becoming too familiar with Cass's smell, confusing their skin. Gradually, the shadowy strain of Rabbit's woe began to fade, and he would turn his head whenever she spoke or came into a room, lift his arms and cry out for her. Cass became but a mere satellite orbiting them both. Arms like sausage meat, ears like fine shells, the tires of flesh rolling from his neck down to his ankles. She could gobble him up, he was so gorgeous. She missed him every day. Rabbit paced the snowy shoreline, feeling the cold penetrate through her clothes. She was considering heading home when she heard what she thought were fireworks in the opposite valley, a sound in the sky like a water pipe stuttering. A light flickered by the bridge, moving the moon shadows of the trees. She stopped, hugged herself. Then she heard the skid of tyres, and a flare of light cut an abrupt wedge through the darkness. A vehicle careered across the bridge and smashed through the wall, engine whirring as its tyres lost purchase. It lurched through the air, nosediving towards the ice until the moment of brutal impact. That sound, like the fabric of life tearing in two, a seam in the world coming undone, the hungry suck of the lake. The vehicle tilted, rapidly disappearing beneath the surface, bubbles and debris breaching the hole in the ice. Then she heard the whir of another engine, red taillights reversing off the bridge, coming to a stop by the broken wall. A figure appeared, pointing towards the lake, a dark shape silhouetted in his hand. She started to edge away but tripped in the snow. When she looked back, he was staring. He began to move. Rabbit rushed into the tall pine trees, the flush of adrenaline making her light-headed, stumbling deeper into the woods. She didn't look back, but could sense him behind her, stepping into her footprints, his eyes a hard glitter.